Let's go, y'all. That part. Check this out, bro. We back in the building. L.O.T.S approved media. Don't Shoot Messenger podcast, episode number 65. Load it up. You guys. As soon as you come in the building, do me a favor, leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know you're in the building. We had some audio issues earlier, but we back. Nonetheless, that part, as soon as you come in the building, do me a favor, leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know you're in the building. All right, we had some audio issues. I see a couple people in the building earlier. Let's leave them comments in the comment section. We call that leaving your fingerprint. All right, let me know that you're in the building. All right. L.O.T.S approved media. Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast, episode number 65. That part. We in and out like a bank robbery today. You heard? We're gonna be in and out like a bank robbery today. You heard? That part. Listen, guys, I'm the author imitated but cannot be duplicated. The one that they style from, the elected, the appointed voice of the streets. All right. This is powered by L.O.T.S approved media. I'm the leader of the streets, lord of the streets, learning off the streets, living off the streets. You heard? I want to welcome everybody to the Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast, episode number 65. 65, 5, that part. That part. Well rested. You guys already know well rested today. Well rested. Shout out to everybody, the first time listeners. For the people that are listening for the first time, for the reoccurring listeners. Shout out to everybody. You guys, we're streaming on 3 different platforms. We're streaming on Facebook currently. We're streaming on YouTube, obviously. We're streaming on Twitter also. All right. Also, you guys can catch the audio. Catch the audio on Apple Podcasts. All right. It's an amazing thing when you catch the audio. This is the type of audio you listen to while you're driving on your way to work. Listen while you're on your job. Preferably put your headphones on so you don't get fired. Listen while you're working out, exercising. And also, you can listen while you're doing your Sunday chores, all right? Listen to the audio on Apple Podcasts. That part. All right, let's cut out this intro music. Let's get to it. Beautiful intro music, nonetheless. All right, you guys, like I said, as soon as you come in the building, do me a favor, leave a comment in the comment section. We call that leaving a fingerprint, you heard? Let me know that you're in the building, you heard? Let me know that you're in the building. Once again, guys, I'm the incomparable, the author imitator that cannot be duplicated. I'm the one that they style from. I'm the one that keeps creating what they keep taking. I'm the L.O.T.S approved, lord of the streets, learning off the streets, living off the streets, leader of the streets. That part. All right, this is powered by L.O.T.S approved media, if you didn't know. And this is the Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast. Welcome to episode number 65. We live. Followed by some bombs, you heard? Followed by some bombs, you heard? All right, you guys, this is going to be a very eventful week. Like I always say, you guys, don't be a ninja watcher. That's a person that be creeping and watching. Don't be no pocket watcher. Because that's just a hater. And you definitely don't want to be one of these, ladies and gentlemen. We call that a peeping Tom. If y'all don't know what they do to peeping Toms, just don't go to jail, and you won't have to find out what they do to peeping Toms. That part. All right? Now, also, I want you guys to leave a fingerprint. Leave your fingerprint. Leave a comment in the comment section. Also, we call this wiping your feet on the rug. Same way you do at your grandparents' house. Do me a favor. Hit that like button. Okay, I see a thumbs up. I see a like button. Hearts, all right? Hit that like button to get a heart. Let me get a thumbs up. We call that wiping your feet on the rug. It's the same thing that you do at your grandparents' house. Show respect in the house of L.O.T.S approved. We share this house. This is our house, okay? Same way you do at your grandparents' house. That's a sign of respect, that you have manners. Don't embarrass your parents, okay? Hit that like button. Show them that you have respect. nonetheless. All right, you just don't walk inside the house with dirt and mud and bacteria on your feet. What you do? You wipe your feet on the rug. Do the same here in the house of the L.O.T.S approved. All right. Once again, you guys, this is episode number 65. All right. Yes, indeed. And listen, we are counting down on our way to episode number 100. That part. I see more people coming to the building. You guys do me a favor. Hit those like buttons. Hit the like button and make sure that you guys are subscribing to the channel on YouTube. A lot of people should be watching this on YouTube. Shout out to my brother Paul Bizzle, the first to come in the comment section. You guys, I just had to cut, exit out because I had some audio issues. So some people were in the comment section earlier. So shout out to you guys. But nonetheless, big up to my brother Paul Bizzle in the building. That part. All right. Nonetheless, now, guys, it's a very, very, very eventful week, as usual. All right, and we're going to run it down as usual. You guys know already with Puffy. This is an ongoing saga with Puffy. There's another lawsuit against Puffy. This might be considered with, it might be some criminal charges involved, okay? Puffy was accused of dealing with a girl, an underage girl, 17, all right, allegedly of rape, okay? A gang bang, so to speak, all right? And I heard that Harve Pierre, which is the former president of Bad Boy, was involved with this, okay? So there's more charges being brought up on Puff Daddy as we speak, all right? Nicki Minaj finally dropped her long-awaited Pink Friday 2. We'll get to that. Kodak Black was recently arrested. Shout out to Home T, Kodak Black. Kodak Black was arrested, according to reports. He was sleeping at the light, holding up traffic, in which he was pulled over by police. Well, not necessarily pulled over, but I guess police came knocking on his window. Okay, and I've actually been through that sleeping at the light before. But unlike my situation, Kodak Black seemingly had drugs on him. It was allegedly cocaine. Allegedly, all right? Shout out to Kodak Black. Nonetheless, that is Home Team. Okay, Def Jam founder Russell Simmons is speaking out about multiple rape allegations made against him years ago. So subsequently, it seems like because of Puffy's situation, it's prompted Mr. Russell Simmons to speak also. Now, you guys know Russell Simmons was at one point, he was accused of certain things also, all right? In which that he went to Bali. He escaped to another country, I would believe. This is all alleged, all right? You guys, this is all alleged. Keep in mind. But yes, Russell Simmons seems like he wants to speak up also. And I think he's comrades with Puffy, okay? Houston rapper Sauce Walker is free on bond after police say he attempted to flee at a crazy high speed. So high speed chase Mr. Sauce Walker, Sauce Factory out of Houston. Sauce Walker took the police on one. He took them on a chase, you heard? And I heard he has been released on bond nonetheless. And we'll speak more about that. There's more to that story, all right? 50 Cent is getting ready for a rollout documentary on Diddy. So you guys know is the relentless vengeance that Diddy, that 50 has released on Puff. He released his wrath on Puff, and he's trying to create a documentary. I think it's in the process. We'll speak about that also, okay? Okay, Diddy's people's just been hit with a slew of new heinous allegations. Yeah, we'll get into that also. All right, let's start out with Puffy. All right, you guys. Tosh, what's up, sis? Que paso, muchacha? Ah, that part. Shout out to sis in the building. She part of the team, you heard? Part of the staff, you heard? Now, listen, more allegations have been brought against Puff Daddy. Now, you guys already know it's been all over the internet. Our internet has been bombarded. Across the whole internet, all you've seen is Puffy on every platform that's speaking about Puffy, plastered across the internet, okay? Puffy, nonetheless, sexual assault allegations, starting off with Cassie. That's unleashed a slew of more charges, all right? So Puffy has multiple charges against him at this point. Puffy has decided to speak about it, in which Puffy responded and saying enough is enough. And this is on the heels of Puffy being accused of dealing with an underage girl. Hold up. Okay, Puffy's accused of dealing with an underage girl nonetheless, okay? According to reports, the girl was 17. And she's part of the list of people that are bringing charges against Puffy. Now, I'm not sure this is not just a criminal, civil case. This might involve a criminal case also for the first time against Puffy. But this is all alleged, you guys. This is all alleged nonetheless. Now, the girl, according to the girl, she's saying that she was drugged. She was part of a gang bang. Okay. We got to be careful with this because this is dealing with an underage girl, nonetheless, right? Now, with that being said, Puffy, for the first time, Puffy speaks out. Now, Puffy hasn't spoken out as of yet with all the charges prior to this girl coming out. Puffy hasn't said anything. All right. And I'm pretty sure he was advised by his lawyers not to say anything. Nonetheless, according to the reports, according to the girl, allegedly, Puffy's bodyguard was involved also. Mr. Harve Pierre, all right? Harve Pierre, a former bad boy president. Now, they were saying that in the reports, according to the girl, they was in the bathroom. At one point, they found themselves in the bathroom. Mind you, this girl's 17. She's underage. Okay. The girl was in the bathroom with Mr. Harve Pierre, and allegedly there's rumors of smoking crack cocaine around the girl. So this must have been some wild times. According to all these people, Puffy's pretty much a wild boy, allegedly. This is a lot coming out against Puffy. And a lot of this is reflecting on Puffy's character, just overall as a person. The picture that they're painting of Puff at this point, it's a monstrosity. It's a monstrous picture. It's a picture. They're painting a picture of a monster, the boogeyman, that part. Nonetheless, the girl said that they were smoking crack around the girl. All right. Now, this girl, like I said, this girl was 17. She's underaged. Wow. Now, you guys, Puffy hasn't spoken out as of yet throughout all these allegations being thrown at him, especially with Mrs. Cassie. Mrs. Cassie, you know, she won her lawsuit against Puffy with all these allegations. But there's way more allegations to come against Puffy, okay? But for the first time, Puffy has spoken out. For the first time. Now, I don't know who advised Puffy to say something, but Puffy definitely has responded, okay? I actually wrote down the response that Puffy had for this girl, okay? Puffy responded with, Puffy says this, Diddy says, enough is enough. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged, okay? So this is Puffy actually responding for the first time, okay? Like I said, when it comes to minors, I don't think that's something that Puffy could just go with a silent tongue. I don't think he could have held his tongue on this one. More than likely, he was prompted by his lawyers that, Puff, you probably should say something at this point. Now, with the other allegations, these are dealing with adults. Keep in mind, Cassie is an adult. That's a little bit something different. And like I said, I'm not blaming Puffy 100% because I believe like some of these people were participants with Puffy. I don't think Puffy like planted the seed in these people's heads. Some of these people went along with what Puffy did. That doesn't give Puffy the right to do what he did at the level that he's doing with the power that he possessed, okay? Yes, he has a major, he has the power of influence. So that's why they holding Puffy accountable for all these things, nonetheless. But when you're dealing with an underage girl, Puff, that's not something that you can just let rumors continue to roam, right? Because what they say with a lie can make it halfway around the world before the truth can put its shoes on. Do you get what I'm saying? A lie can travel halfway across the planet Earth, before the truth actually puts its shoes on to leave the house, okay? So a lie that's uncontested eventually will be taken as the truth. So you guys, I think Puffy he was prompted. Somebody told him that you probably should speak up about this. And I think that was in his best interest. But nonetheless, Puffy said enough is enough with these allegations, all right? It's kind of like the R. Kelly was like, this is not music. You remember when R. Kelly was screaming about, at one point when R. Kelly realized that the charges were going to be incriminating, R. Kelly started crying and said, this is not about music. You guys are killing me. This is from the mortal words of Mr. R. Kelly that's behind bars right now. Shout out to Kels nonetheless. Now, you guys know Kels, the funny things about R. Kelly is people are still listening to R. Kelly's music. When I went to the strip club, side note, I was at the strip club. I was at the office. First of all, shout out to the office. Shout out to all Miami strip clubs, that part. Drop a bomb. Drop a bomb for all Miami strip clubs. The office. G5. Booby trap. All that. Even shout out to the Mint. Hold up. Shout out to that hole in the wall. But nonetheless, when I went to the strip club, I see everybody was playing R. Kelly's music. When the DJ was playing R. Kelly's music, the crowd was singing R. Kelly's music word for word. So the DJ played R. Kelly's record, and then he turned the record off. For a second, he paused the record. And when the DJ paused the record, everybody sung R. Kelly's lyrics word for word, all right? So nonetheless, R. Kelly's still being celebrated. Now, I don't know if that's going to work with Puffy, because it sounds like Puffy's story is a little bit more horrendous than R. Kelly. I don't recall R. Kelly being accused of assault, okay, of beating on women. Allegedly, Puffy is accused of these things, right? Being violent with women. So it's not just sexual acts, it's violence accompanied by violence. And nobody, you definitely, you will be condemned for violence against women, all right? Nonetheless, even with sexual assault and dealing with underage women. Nonetheless, but yeah, Puffy, more allegations has been brought against Puffy, but Puffy has spoken out for the first time. Mr. Diddy spoken out for the first time, all right? Now, you guys, like I said, make sure you guys are sharing this podcast when you guys come in the building. Make sure you guys are sharing this podcast. Remember, every shepherd has his own flock. I need you guys to take this podcast and share it amongst your friends, the people that admire you guys. Do me that favor, all right? Now, moving right along. You guys, let's talk about it. First of all, we're going to speak about Kodak Black. Now, you guys know recently Kodak Black, home team, Haitian home team, artist, one of the most influential younger artists, right? Kodak Black recently was arrested. Now, Kodak Black was arrested. I don't know where he was, but he was definitely in traffic, in which he was discovered by police. And when Kodak Black was discovered by police, he was actually sleeping in his car, blocking traffic. This is what reports say. Okay. Now, you guys know there's always been rumors about Kodak Black with drug abuse. Allegedly. Shout out to Kodak Black home team, because this is not about condemning Kodak. You know what I mean? Everybody has their vices, you know what I mean? And this is one of the geniuses of our generation. So we have to appreciate his talent. And if he's fighting drug abuse, that's more so we have to show compassion towards him. We have to show empathy towards Kodak Black. This is not the time for people to attack and ridicule Kodak Black. All right? He's not harming you. If anything, he's harming himself. So it shouldn't strike a nerve in you. It shouldn't make you want to hate on somebody because they're doing drugs and abusing themselves. He's not abusing nobody else. All right? Now, with that being said, Kodak Black was arrested recently. You guys can look online. You see there's a mugshot of Kodak Black. Now, Kodak Black's receiving a lot of ridicule for this, nonetheless. All right? People are saying, you was pardoned by Donald Trump. And this is kind of like a reflection on Donald Trump's decision to release you. And I don't quite believe I don't find that to be so. You know what I mean? Kodak Black, drug abuse is one thing, but at the end of the day, drug abuse is not like he's out here doing crimes. I don't think drug abuse is a crime, even though it says in the statutes that it's a crime. It says that it's against the law to do drugs, but it's self-inflicted harm. He's not inflicting harm on anybody else, right? So I don't think that's a reflection of Donald Trump's judgment by getting Kodak Black pardoned. But people are ridiculing Kodak Black and saying that maybe Donald Trump made a bad decision. Maybe he made a wrong decision by releasing Kodak Black, because subsequently Kodak Black, noticeably, they're saying that he did not learn his lesson. And just because somebody pardons you, that doesn't mean that you're going to learn your lesson, okay? And also, nobody is perfect. You point one finger at somebody, there's three fingers pointing right back at you. All right, so the same people that are ridiculing Kodak Black, these are the same people that have their own issues. And I'm pretty sure if we take a peep inside their closet, we'll see all types of skeletons. Hello, that part. All right, that part. Now, you guys, with Kodak Black, you guys know Kodak Black was recently on Drink Champs with Nori. Now, Kodak Black being on Drink Champs, he was seemingly inebriated. You can tell that he was subdued by something. All right, he was under a controlled substance. Now, in the report, they're saying that he was found with cocaine. They're saying that he swallowed a mouthful of cocaine. Now, I'm not sure, like, this is all alleged. And seemingly, when I saw something from Mr. Academics, in which they said sometimes they classify drugs under cocaine that are not necessarily cocaine. Now, I don't know how true this is, because I've never been caught with cocaine, nor have I been caught doing any cocaine, right? But nonetheless, they're saying that he got caught with a mouthful of cocaine. This is all alleged. Now, this might give credence to some of what people's speculations when Kodak Black was on Noriega's and DJ FN's Drink Champs. You guys know the infamous interview when Kodak Black was on Drink Champs and he was fumbling over his words, heavy fumbling over his words, speech. It's seeming like he had a speech impediment. Now, Kodak Black, to his defense, Kodak Black has never been a great speaker. He doesn't have great etiquette, though he's a genius. Don't get it twisted. Kodak Black has a vocabulary. Don't get it twisted. But he's never been a great speaker. He talks like as if he has a speech impediment, right? I'm pretty sure on certain days that he speaks a little bit clearer. But on this day, particularly when he was on Drink Champs, he was fumbling over his words and everybody was watching in awe, right? It ruffled a lot of people's feathers because they could tell in his face that he was under some controlled substance. All right, this is all legend. Shout out to Kodak Black. But we got to call a spade, honestly, because this is what we're seeing in front of our face, right? But I'm not pointing a finger, and I suggest you guys don't point a finger either. This is a young man. Keep in mind, Kodak Black is not even close to the age of 30, okay? This is a very young man dealing with a lot of money, a lot of paper, a lot of fame, a lot of clout, all right? He's a genius. Nonetheless, Kodak Black is a genius. So there's a lot of pressure that comes with Kodak Black. All right. I'm not sure if you guys have ever experienced having that much power. All right. That much influence, being held in such a high regard. Kodak Black never signed up to be a role model. He's still a young man. He's a human being. And human beings are going to fall short of our expectations at times. So we have to be careful of ridiculing them. We got to be careful of judging human beings. All right. And that would go for Kodak Black, I suggest. But nonetheless, you guys, Kodak Black was arrested. And like they said, he had a mouthful of cocaine, supposedly. All right, allegedly. Shout out to Kodak Black. Shout out to the whole Sniper gang. I think he should be out on bond by now. And if anything, he should be taking a drug course. Right? There shouldn't be no criminal charges being brought against the man. Sleeping at the light. We don't know why he was sleeping at the light. Kodak Black could have been sleeping at the light because he's tired, right? You know his schedule is rigorous. This man is in the studio late night. He's traveling, doing shows. He has a very demanding career. So I'm pretty sure he's lacking in sleep at times, all right? So we got to shoot him some type of bail. And I ain't talking about the actual bail. I'm just talking about give him some type of defense as to why he would be sleeping at the light. Now, the mouthful of cocaine, I know nothing about that. I don't know if that was true, if that was alleged. I don't know. Mouthful of cocaine, what have you. But if that's the case with Kodak Black, I suggest Kodak Black go and take a drug class. Kodak Black needs to be placed in rehab. Obviously, he needs some intervention. Kodak Black needs he needs some intervention. Somebody needs to help the kid out. All right, he needs to get drugs out of his life. But he's a young rock star. And I'm pretty sure all of us have made a lot of mistakes. I know I have. I know I've dibbled and dabbled. All right. So I've made a lot of mistakes as a young man, especially at the age that Kodak Black was. I've made a lot of mistakes myself. All right. But look at me now. Cheese, that part. You know what I mean? And obviously I'm being facetious. All right. But nonetheless, man, shout out to Kodak Black. Big up to Kodak Black. All right. You guys, make sure you guys are sharing this podcast, okay? Make sure everybody's sharing this podcast. Like I said, every shepherd has his own flock. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button as soon as you guys come in here. Let's get everybody acclimated to this podcast. This is episode number 65. That part. Episode number 65. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Listen. Shout out to Planet. Goddamn, I'm a partner in crime. My eyes behind my head. What you saying, Planet? That boy was on the back streets. He wasn't parked on the main traffic. He was pulled over to the side of what's that? The side at least. Facts though. Shout out to Kodak Black. What else you got here, Planet? Probably was smoking dirty, heavy on the snow. Pray for God. Y'all know how it is in Miami, Florida. Miami, Florida, we smoke weed and cocaine. Okay? Dirty joints. Smoking that boonk gang. That trick daddy. Or you could probably call it the trick daddy. Yeah. That might suffice. The trick daddy. That's what they smoke down here. You know, some areas they smoke crystal meth. Some areas they smoke angel dust, wet, sherm. You know what I mean? Some areas they do acid. In some areas they do lean. Miami, Florida, well, Houston is the lean, okay? Philly, they smoking wet, all right? And what have you. New Orleans, they smoking that boy. They injecting heroin, all right? Miami, Florida, they're doing cocaine and weed, all right? That's called boonk. We call it the boonk or a dirty joints, okay? That part. Lords of the crack era. Shout out to Lords of the crack era. Bless up, Bedrin. Bless up to you, Bedrin. Yeah, we had a good conversation about Arab, versus Meek Mill. All right, that was a great conversation that we had. All right, nonetheless, shout out to the Lords of crack era. That part, all right? You guys, make sure you guys are sharing this once again. All right, just to reset the room, I am the incomparable, the art to imitate, but cannot be duplicated, the one they took their style from. L.O.T.S approved, the Lord of the streets, living off the streets, learning off the streets, leaders of the streets, all right? This is powered by L.O.T.S approved media, and this is, I want to welcome everybody to the Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast, episode number 65, that part. That part, moving right along. Shout out to Kodak Black once again. All right, now listen. Oh, I forgot to mention with the P. Diddy. Now, you guys, just to bring it back to Puffy. All right, hold up. Listen, you guys wouldn't believe who just chimed in with the whole Puffy situation. In actuality, guys, Mary J. Blige has chimed in also. This is crazy. Hold up, Mary J. Blige. Now, you guys know Mary J. Blige, I think at one point was signed to Puff. She was signed to Bad Boy, right? This is Mary J. Blige's beginning hits, 411 and all that, okay? She was seen with Puffy in those videos, all right? And first, she kind of credits Puffy to her career and giving her that drive, that necessary drive and that balance that she needed. She was scared of the limelight and things of that nature, and Puffy was the one who compensated for that, and Puffy's the one who instilled that courage in her. So now they're saying that Mary J. Blige has chimed in, allegedly, okay? Mary J. Blige said that she was once pregnant for Puff Daddy. We're going back to the Puff. I forgot to mention this now. Mary J. Blige said she was once pregnant by Puff Daddy, in which she said Puffy made her get an abortion. Allegedly, all right? Allegedly. This is more stories bringing about. I can't believe that. I never knew that Mary J. Blige and Puffy had a situation, but Mary J. Blige does have a past. Remember, Mary J. Blige was, I don't know if she was a cokehead or crack addict, allegedly. Shout out to Mary J. Blige, because I love Mary J. Blige, and that's no disrespect, but her story is her testimony, and she told us of her story. So in no way, shape, or form am I disrespecting Mary J. Blige. She's a queen. She's a general. She's the queen of hip-hop soul, that part. Enough respect. But we got to give our testimony. Same way I give my testimony every day. All right? Mary J. Blige, she said that Puffy made her get an abortion. So they were in cahoots, and Puffy said if he was to get Mary J. Blige pregnant, it would be a bad look in the public eye for him, okay? And this was the time that Puffy was with his baby mother, Kim Porter, all right? So you guys, Mary J. Blige was once pregnant for Puffy, and Puffy told her to get an abortion. So Mary J. Blige has chimed in at this point. Yeah, Mary J. Blige chimed in. Mary J. Blige is in it now. So there's so many people coming out the woodworks for Puffy. It's crazy right now. Puffy, I'm be honest with you, Puffy's damn near looking more crazy than R. Kelly. I'm gonna be honest with you. Puffy is damn near looking more crazy than R. Kelly at this point. Because you're mixing violence, you're mixing abortion, you're mixing all these alleged things, all right? And like I said, they're painting a picture of a monster. And then they're saying that Puffy has all these connects. Mob connects, allegedly. He's connected with all type of music execs, the top of the top. Puffy's connected with the billionaires, all right? The Clyde Davises and all that, allegedly. Puffy's connected with some very powerful people. Yes, Puffy's connected with some very powerful people. There's even rumors of people dying behind allegations about Puffy. All right, allegedly. And I'm not going to even go deep into that. But this is all over the internet at this point. Like I said, the picture that they're painting of Puffy at this point is crazy. Now you add the underage girl, that's even more crazy at this point. All right. Now, let's speak about it. Moving right along. You guys know about the shout out to Lord. What you said? Nah, son. Influence, damn, King. That part. Showing love to the family. Shout out to everybody in the comment section. I love you guys all, man. Shout out to everybody. Like I said, make sure you guys are hitting that like button. We call that wiping your feet on the rug, all right? Hit the heart, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on Twitter, all right? Remember, also, you guys, we upload this to Apple Podcasts, okay? So you guys can listen with your headphones on Apple while you guys are driving to work. While you guys are actually at work, put your headphones on. Also, while you guys are exercising, whether it be outside or at the gym, put your headphones on. Or when you're at the house just doing some chores, Sunday chores, listen to the audio. It's a whole different experience when you guys listen to the audio, that part, all right? So now, moving right along. Listen, let's talk about Nipsey's killer. Okay, you guys, Nipsey Hussle's killer, Mr. Eric, I forgot his name, Eric something, right? I forgot his last name, all right? Eric, Shitty Cuz, all right? Crip member. Now, this guy that was accused of murdering Nipsey Hussle and charged for his murder. He's doing time, obviously. Now, what a lot of people predicted was Nipsey Hussle's murderer, he's going to have a hard time in prison, in which he's having a hard time in prison like we expected. All right. There's pictures that surfaced online of the man with his face all swollen, getting beat up in prison. Now, there's some new information that's been coming out. Now, we're not going to stay too long on this, right? But Mr. Eric, that was accused of the murder of Nipsey Hussle, this man was attacked. All right. He was attacked recently. So not just in the past with the whole eye swollen, he had the eye jammy looking like Martin when he had his head swollen, looking like a Star Crunch. The man whole side of his face like he got kicked in. Nonetheless, they touched this man again. So it seems like this man whole prison sentence, he's just going to be a pinata, so to speak. He's going to be a punching bag, so to speak. So Nipsey Hussle's killer was stabbed recently. He got stabbed in jail. Now, you guys got to understand, Nipsey Hussle's not just loved in the black community, okay? Nipsey Hussle is loved amongst all races, not just black people, not just white people, but also Spanish people, okay? So it looks like the Mexicans have chimed in. Okay, recently, Nipsey Hussle's murder, Mr. Eric, was stabbed by a Mexican in prison, all right? This man is really feeling him. He's being tortured in prison. Yeah, he's being tortured, rightfully so. These are the consequences. This is what subsequently happens. All right. These are the perils. These are the repercussions of killing somebody with such a major influence in hip hop and just the world alone. Nipsey had a major influence. So whoever's responsible for the demise of Nipsey Hussle, for the premature death of Nipsey Hussle, is gonna feel it. So Mr. Eric is feeling it at this point, okay? We're not going to stay too long for him. And there's no shout-outs. There's no praying for him, all right? This is predestined. This man brought that upon himself, that part, man. Rest in peace. Matter of fact, shout out to Nipsey Hussle. Rest in peace to the great Mr. Nipsey Hussle. Now, you guys, I want to talk about politics on the show. We never talk about politics on this show, okay? We never talk about politics on the show. We haven't spoken about the Israel versus Palestine. We haven't spoken about that. And we're not going to necessarily speak about that, right? Shout out and prayers to both sides. Prayers to Israel and prayers to Palestine, to the Gaza. Prayers to everyone that's involved in the war. Prayers to the soldiers that's involved in the war. Prayers to the innocent bystanders that are subsequently being victims of this war. All right. Now, Mr. Biden, our President Joe Biden, you guys know Biden has been sending aid to the Ukraine. All right. He's been sending billions of dollars to the Ukraine. Now, I don't know too much about politics. I'm going to be honest with you. So I don't know about money reserved, money being allocated, how much money we got versus what we're doing in our country. Because a lot of people say because we're sending money out there that we don't necessarily have money in our country. I'm not going to touch this subject too much because this is politics. But I found this was ironic, right? This is peculiar. This is the first time. All right. So basically, the U.S. Senate fails to advance 106 billion in aid bill for Ukraine and Israel. All right. So basically, they shut down Biden's request to send $106 billion in aid to Israel and the Ukraine. Okay. So I'm curious to know how you guys feel about that. Because I see a lot of us, we as Americans, we complain about money being sent abroad. Now, I don't know too much about politics, because what happens when it's in reverse? What about people that help out our country? Even though we are at the forefront of all countries, I know we probably slipped back a little bit as of lately, but maybe not in all regards. We still have the best military in the world. All right. But I'm curious to know how you guys feel about that. I don't want to stay too long on that subject. Okay. So we're not going to stay too long on that subject. But nonetheless, they turned down a bill to send 106 billion to Israel and Palestine. Okay. There was a vote. It took 60 votes, but I think it was 59. Let me see here. To come up with a consider. Okay. Put like this: the vote was 49 to 51, failing to reach the 60 vote threshold to provide aid to Ukraine and Israel. So they voted, it ended up to be 49-51 on the vote. They needed 60 votes to reach that threshold to provide aid to the Ukraine and Israel. Okay. Nonetheless, shout out to the brothers in Israel, shout out to the brothers in Ukraine, shout out to the brothers in Palestine. You know what I'm saying? Prayers to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Peace. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully God can bring about peace amongst all this chaos here. All right. Now, moving right along on a lighter note. You guys know about Mr. Blueface, okay? Mr. Blueface. You guys know what's here for Mr. Blueface, Mr. Tatiana. Now, you guys, Blueface, you guys know this whole debacle, Blueface and Krayshawn Rock. Krayshawn Rock is just a phenomenon, all right? She's a phenomenon. The girl with the missing tooth, super athletic. She has the world, she has the world wrapped around her finger, so to speak. She has our heart, she has our sympathy. Not necessarily minds, but a lot of the general public, they have sympathy for her. Krayshawn Rock cannot do no wrong. Now, obviously, this is Blueface baby mother. Also, Mrs. Jaden, the first baby mother. All right. Now, Blueface, he's been going back and forth from baby mother to baby mother, right? Obviously, these women did not get along, right? Seemingly, they can't be in the same room together, though I'm pretty sure that contrary to that Blueface would love to have both his baby mothers in the same room, right? Getting along. Similar to how sister wives get along, right? Well, I think Blueface's dream is slowly coming true. I think his dream is slowly coming true. Okay, recently, Krayshawn Rock was seen with Mrs. Jaden, all right? They was in the same space at the same time. They were sharing each other's company. You heard right. Krayshawn Rock and Mrs. Jaden, I think they've made amends. Matter of fact, I know they made amends. They're seen in a video together. They're seen in a video together while Blueface is calling them. And they picked up the phone while Blueface is calling them, right? They're laughing, they're giggling, they're having a good old time. You would think that they never had issues, but you know sometimes when you have issues with somebody and you resolve those issues, that's what makes y'all even more tighter. You know them way there? You know when you have issues with somebody, you have a long-going feud with somebody, and it could be very serious, but once you guys are able to make amends, something miraculously brings you guys together, some divine intervention brings you guys together, that makes the best of friends. The person that you once had beef with can become your best friend. A lot of times we're bumping heads with people that think just like us. That's the reason for the controversy. That's the reason for the conflict. We're actually more alike than we're opposite. And that's why we're bumping heads and we're not realizing that. Okay? So now in this case, Blueface's baby mothers, Krayshawn Rock and Mrs. Jaden, they've made amends. They're friends. Hold up. I ain't gonna lie to you. They came a long way. Let's clap it up. That part. Got an eye jammy. What's happening? That's not spooky. That part. I hear you. I hear you, Lords of the Crack era. I hear you. Definitely. That's bad for Blueface. I'm not sure if that's too bad for Blueface, because I'm gonna be honest with you, right? It starts there. It starts there. You actually want them to get along. For one, By them accomplishing getting along, that means that Blueface's kids can actually get along, right? Because he has a kid, he has 2 kids with Jaden, 1 kid with Krayshawn. And at the rate that him and Krayshawn are going, there's gonna be more kids in the future. All right, I could see that in the future. She already was claiming that she was pregnant. I don't know if she's still claiming that, but obviously she wants to get pregnant by Blueface again. Now, the whole thing is you're having kids by 2 different baby mothers. Now, the perils of that, there's pros and cons to that. Yeah, you add into your lineage, you're having more kids. But if the baby mothers do not get along, there's a high probability that the kids are not going to be able to see each other as often as you would like, right? Sometimes women can be despiteful, rightfully so, because you're having kids out of wedlock, you're having kids out of situations, right? Love childs and things of that nature. Not to say that that's the case, but Blueface is a whole different case. Blueface is more leaning on the lines of polygamy. Though he call it pimping, he kind of like he emulates a pimp. Though he's not a pimp, he emulates a pimp. But it's more on the lines of polygamy because he's willing to marry Jaden. He's proposed to Jaden. But what about Krayshawn? What about the kids? So now imagine if he can get the kids to be in the same room. Imagine if he can get the baby mothers to get along when he throws events that the kids could be together, that the baby moms can correspond and drop each other kids to each other, right? They can all share the space. It doesn't have to be one parent has to be with the kids while the other parent's away because they can't share the same space. It's not like a parent has to drop their kid off to you. They can actually be in the same room with the kids, all of them, with Blueface included. Imagine that. That's a more healthy situation than what it is prior to them not being friends. So there's a lot of great things that can transpire from Krayshawn Rock and Jaden being friends. This is more like the lines of what Blueface wants. Trust me, Blueface wants that. It's better for the kids. It's more healthier for the kids. It's more healthier for Blueface. He doesn't have to sneak around at this point. But hold up. Wait 1 second. Wait 1 second. Wait 1 second. Wait up. Hold your horses. Let's not move too fast, all right? Because the girls, though they were getting along, they were still mad at Blueface. Jaden was trying to hang up the phone on Blueface. Blueface says that they tore up his house. So they was apparently breaking up Blueface's crib. So it's not going to be that easy of a task, apparently, right? It's going to be a little bit rough. But I got to give credit to Blueface. Blueface is resilient. If anybody can do it, Blueface can do it. Hold up, man. Let's clap it up for Blueface. Let's clap it up for Blueface nonetheless. Let me tell you something. If anybody can do it, Blueface can do it. Blueface can bring that family together. I give Blueface all the credits, okay? Because Blueface was seen in the house while the women had broke up all his stuff. Me, I'd have been pissed off. I seen women breaking up my shit. But Blueface is resilient. He's not like me. Blueface is resilient. Blueface can tolerate a lot. Blueface is very patient. And when you're a pimp, you have to be patient. It comes with the territory of dealing with women. You're dealing with emotional creatures that can change like the wind, that can change like the wave in the ocean, okay? So Blueface is very, very patient in that situation. Blueface even went as far as to ask for some sex during this whole fiasco, okay? So Blueface still was able to find himself. He still was able to hold himself, hold his nerves, and keep his eyes on the prize, so to speak. The women are the prize, okay? The women are a prize. Forget all the stuff that they're breaking up. That's going to come with that. I'm pretty sure Blueface predicted all his stuff being broken up. Blueface is probably surprised more than it happened than what he expected, all right? So nonetheless, you guys, Krayshawn Rock and Blueface are friends at this point, okay? The Krayshawn Rock, Blueface, and Jaden, they are friends at this point. So things have changed, all right? Things have changed thus far. And we're just rooting for them. Nonetheless, clap it up for them. That part. Now, you guys, I want to speak about this. Speak about Yo Gotti. All right, you guys, you know CMG Boss, the CMG Boss, you know what I'm saying? Cocaine Music Group. Mr. Yo Gotti responsible for Moneybag Yo, Black Youngster, 42 Doug, and a list of other platinum artists over there at CMG. Now, you guys know Yo Gotti, he's a businessman. That's a businessman over there. He has one of the most successful labels in hip hop right now. All right, reminiscent of a Cash Money. I'm not gonna go as far as Cash Money because Nicki and Drake is pretty big in Wayne, but reminiscent of a Rockefeller. Yeah, I believe that Yo Gotti he's walking in the same steps as a Mr. Jay-Z when he had Dame Dash. Okay, he reminds me of a new improved Rockefeller. Now, Yo Gotti, I don't think Yo Gotti does any drugs. He doesn't smoke, and I don't think he barely drinks. This is a businessman from the streets. He's a businessman. Went from the streets into the business, into business exec corporate, all right? He was, I think he's maybe distributed by Roc Nation, or he definitely was an artist at Roc Nation or being managed by Roc Nation. Nonetheless, now, Yo Gotti seemingly has signed up to go back to college, okay? Shout out to, listen, we got to clap it up to Yo Gotti for still pursuing his education. That part, you guys. Yo Gotti is pursuing his education. He hasn't stopped, okay? Yo Gotti said he's still learning after going back to study business at UCLA Anderson School of Management, okay? So he's studying business at UCLA. We got to give a shout out to Yo Gotti. It doesn't stop. You guys, listen, remember I told you here, the day that you stop learning is the day that you turn old. That's when you old, all right? It's a great thing. It's a great thing when you keep learning because you stay young as you keep learning. Remember, your mind is always forming new brain cells. It's called neurogenesis. Always forming new brain cells, memory cells, and things of that nature. Neuroplasticity does not cease to exist when you age. As you keep aging, your mind is still rewiring itself, learning new tasks, okay? You still have the capability of learning. You're still forming new brain cells, all right, for memory. So you guys never stop learning. Never stop pursuing your education. Yo Gotti is an example of that, man. Shout out to Yo Gotti for that one. That's a big thing right there. That's very, 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 very big. All right, you guys, I want to end off with this right here. All right. Now, you know Boosie is no stranger to controversy, okay? Boosie, he's one of the most vocal people in hip-hop right now. He's seen all over Vlad TV, et cetera, et cetera. When Boosie is speaking, he's on all the platforms, all right? Every podcast, every platform, every speaker is speaking about Boosie. Nonetheless, Boosie's very interesting and very controversial, to say the least. And nonetheless, the same as today. Now, you guys, Boosie was seen giving advice to his daughter. We got to be careful. This is involving kids. Now, Boosie found out that his daughter was dating, all right? Shout out to Boosie and how he raises kids, because nonetheless, regardless of people, how they feel about Boosie, I deem him to be somewhat of a good father. You know what I mean? There's probably some things that we probably could be like, you know what I mean? But I'm not here to judge in actuality. In comparison to most fathers, he's a good father. Now, you guys, Boosie gave some advice to his daughter, in which the advice to his daughter was, Boosie told his daughter, he don't care if the boyfriend cheats on her. Hold up. Boosie told his daughter he don't care if the boyfriend cheats on her. He's concerned if the boyfriend beats on her. He said, you can cheat on my daughter, but don't beat on my daughter. Now, I'm a little lost when it comes to that, Boosie. I'm a little bit lost. You actually gave the man permission to cheat on your daughter. Never once did Boosie mention, yo, make sure you protecting yourself. Make sure you don't bring nothing back to my daughter. Make sure another girl doesn't end up fighting my daughter, bringing violence towards my daughter, right? You're dealing with infidelity, sleeping with different parts. Now, see, this goes deep into why the Bible spoke about things, not to be religious, but you got to remember when you guys marriage, the whole thing, the sacredcy of marriage, why marriage is sacred. When you see men have multiple wives, he married these multiple wives. It wasn't just sleeping outside of his marriage. He had intentions for these women. He was building an empire when he took on another wife. So the Bible wasn't speaking about having multiple wives, meaning not just multiple wives, but just sleeping outside of your marriage and having concubines and things like that. Boosie did not make this defining enough. He just gave a blanket statement, in general statement. He said, you can cheat on my daughter, but don't beat on my daughter, right? Now, the beating part, I can agree with you. But the cheating part, nah, brother, you need to add some detail to that, because that can be misconstrued. By you telling that gentleman like that over the internet, you gave a wild message, Bootsy. That was a wild message. And Bootsy, you're a role model, and you know you're a role model because you're always talking about speaking up for the streets. If you want to speak up for the streets, and you want to be the Lord of the streets like me, a L.O.T.S approved, my brother, you got to do it with responsibility. You can't just say things to the general public without using precaution. You have to mind your words. So by you telling your daughter, yo, he could cheat on you, but just don't beat on you. Nah, that cheating has to come with instruction. There has to be more to that. You have to elaborate on that, Bootsy. You got to elaborate on that. Because you never once told the man, make sure you're wearing a condom. Never at once did you tell the man, make sure you wear a condom. Never at once did you tell the man, make sure that you're not having multiple kids with multiple women and you're not able to take care of my daughter. Because it's like you're setting your daughter up for the downfall, right? Never once did you say, make sure these women don't have beef with my daughter and end up being some violence that takes place because of jealousy with my daughter. Make sure you know what you're doing with my daughter. You never said that. You just generally said you could cheat on my daughter, just don't beat on my daughter. Bootsy, you got to be a little bit more responsible than that, brother. You know what I mean? Nobody can tell you how to raise your kids, to be honest with you. It's a touchy subject, you know what I mean? But my brother, Bootsy, man, you have so much power out here, Bootsy. Bootsy, I don't think Bootsy realizes how strong he is, how powerful he is. He needs to watch his words at times. Bootsy needs to be mindful of the things that he says because he's a very powerful brother. And I don't think that Bootsy realizes that, okay? But nonetheless, shout out to Bootsy. Shout out to crazy ass, badass Bootsy. Shout out to Bootsy nonetheless, you heard? Now, you guys, listen. Once again, we're going to end off with that, you guys. Once again, I want to tell you guys, I'm the incomparable, the author imitated, but cannot be duplicated, the one they took their style from, L.O.T.S approved, Lord of the streets, learn off the streets, living off the streets, leaders of the streets, all right? This is powered by L.O.T.S approved media. I'm the one that keeps creating what they keeps taking, all right? I'm the creator. I'm the curator. I'm the one that creates this shit, and they keep taking it. I don't mind to inspire people. I'm a leader where I'm from. I'm a leader in my hood. I'm a leader in my establishment, all right? I'm the head nigga that creates this shit. Just make sure you guys do it. Just make sure you guys give me my flowers and acknowledge where you guys get this shit from. That's all I'm saying, all right? Once again, this is powered by L.O.T.S approved media, and I want to welcome everybody to the Don't Shoot the Messenger podcast, episode number 65. What you said, Planet? A dude better marry mine first date. That part. The man didn't even say, make sure you marry my daughter. Shout out to Planet, goddammit. You right. The man didn't even, yo, Bootsy, you didn't even tell the man to marry your daughter. Bootsy crazy. I think Bootsy just saying shit now. That's why I call Bootsy the top. He's the clout chaser. He does some major clout chase. Now he just say shit just to get the people feathers riled up, so to speak, man. Word. You guys, like I said, nobody's promised tomorrow, you guys. I can't tell you guys that we're going to be able to meet up next Friday, but that is my intention, right? By the grace of Most High, you know what I'm saying? By the grace of the universe, God, he put breath in our lungs and made me able to meet up with you guys today, okay? And by the grace of Most High. So show the universe gratitude. Show the universe your gratitude. We're going to put some outro music right now. Let's get this outro music going. Bada bing, bada bang. Okay, then. Hold up. Bop, bop, bop. That part. You guys, it was wonderful. Once again, this is a wonderful Friday. I want you guys to enjoy your weekend. You guys enjoy your weekend. By the grace of Most High, we met up today. And hopefully we can meet up next Friday. Don't shoot the messenger. Make sure you guys don't leave out of here without hitting that like button. Don't leave out of here without hitting that like button. Watch this on YouTube. Watch it on Apple Podcasts. Listen to the audio. That part. L.O.T.S approved media, and I'm out, y'all. Peace. Lords of the Crack era. peace, yo. That part.